In the wakes of the controversy surrounding Ninja Kidz last Friday when the trailer came out, TokuJay came out with a statement all sad and frustrated about them treating his work like complete garbage when it came to the morphing sequence and whatever. You know, I kind of feel for TokuJay. I know he's gonna probably joke around here and there, but for me, we all know that deep down he's depressed as F because of what, Ninja Kidz have done. My full response to the Power Rangers Ninja Kidz situation, since regrettably, is dragged me and my work into controversy. I've been in the middle of it since Saturday, so I took time to approach this sensitively. And all jokes planned, and also plan jokes. I mask my pain through humor. The part where he says he masks his pain through humor, yeah, this how you know they really did my boy dirty. Like, he's damaged at this point. So he goes on to say, for those that follow me in my work, you likely already know that my suit designs were commissioned for the Power Rangers Ninja Kidz series being produced for YouTube. Partly because many of you, to my serious amazement and gratitude, recognize them on set, and partly because, well, I've excitedly not shut up about it since. Now, since this past weekend, there's been a lot of chatter online regarding the trailer that leaked over the weekend and its use of generative AI throughout. I've commented briefly on X, or whatever it's called these days, about it, but let this be my statement on the situation as it currently stands. I discovered the trailer and the contents therein when I woke up to a flurry of mentions, DMs, social media ablaze over a by then private YouTube video. I had prior concerns when concept art leaked previously that had some suspiciously AI looking imaginary, but seeing the amount of AI generated use in the trailer in a project that I'm quite publicly tied to, was deeply disappointing and concerning to me. I had people wanting to know if I knew, if I was involved in it, or if I consented to it. I've had more abuse over this than probably any other point in my career. From one side outright accused me of using AI myself, to the other pro AI side telling me I should quit being an artist and in fact get a real job. Thanks, bro. I guess I'll be. Oh my God, this is crazy. The fact that y'all want to tell this man to get a real job because he does this for a living, nigga, this is his real job. He's a real artist for a reason. Art is a real career if you want to make money over social media doing it. Like, get a grip, bro. Get a life. Not you, TokuJay, but the buttholes on the internet. So let me be very clear. I condemn the use of generative AI in all aspects of the entertainment industry and the arts because, in my very blunt opinion, it's just not art. Facts. It devalues the work of artists who have spent years honing their craft. It devalues many already over-exaggerated, over-competitive fields, and there's just too many damn fingers. Look, I wanted to be a pro wrestler when I was a kid, but I'm 5'10" with a pain threshold of a rabbit and the natural athletic ability of a wardrobe. I'm not entitled to challenge Cody Rhodes for the WWE Championship because I want to, in the exact same way that people stringing together words in ChatGPT to generate graphic novels aren't entitled to call themselves comic artists because they want to be. There's an argument to be made about non-generative AI as a tool to assist in various endeavors. Sure, but I firmly draw a line where people use to create. And I draw the line with a pencil, not a prominent. And that's the point that I like. I love that he compares himself, try to be a WWE wrestler, challenging Cody Rhodes for the championship, knowing that he doesn't have what it takes, but instead he chose a different route of being an artist. We all have dreams of things that we want to try, that we want to become in life, but in actuality, mentally and physically, we don't have those qualities because we're not passionate, we're not hungry, we're not motivated, we don't have that aggression about it. But yeah, if there's one thing that God gave us, one talent to do, we have to stick with it. And if we call ourselves trying to do something else, knowing that we don't have no type of experience about it whatsoever, then it's gonna suck. So even though I'm very bad at reading people's posts, but I want to be clear sometimes too. As a content creator, y'all know how bad my readings can be sometimes. You know, my brain is made different from everyone else. Maybe it's because of my disability, but I don't care. As long as I'm giving you the information and I'm able to provide y'all with the best of my abilities, you'll always find ways to appreciate one content creator, even if they're not perfect. That's where TokuJay is getting at. And I love the part where he says something about AI not being art, how it takes away an art of creativity from an actual artist. And that's kind of exactly what happened with the Ninja Kidz. Same with Toei and Sentai. They're now using generative AI in Gojuger, and you kind of notice that. For those of you that have commented, reached out, or just generally offer support, thank you. It's been a hell of a week, let me tell you. My computer had finally Appled its final Mac, and on the same day, my fridge broke. Ouch. The very next day, I was sat there, unable to work, drinking Pepsi, while seeing posts and videos discussing Power Rangers using AI, most of which use my suit designs and the thumbnails. As bad as lukewarm Pepsi Max is, seeing those thumbnails all over YouTube really sucked because whether intentional or not, the optics will always be there. Now connecting my work to AI, it might not seem that much, but as a professional artist working month to month to make a living, that really stings. Wow. You know, as an artist myself, I sometimes have fear of people using my work for AI. That's pretty much like a disrespect to the artist itself, knowing that that artist have brought their version to life using digital. That I've seen most professional artists do that all the time. You know, even Jim Lee said at one point that they're not going to use AI generated stories to tell stories about superheroes and whatnot, and using AI generated art to tell stories. Like, DC is not going for that. Jim Lee ain't going for that, and I'm glad that he actually addressed it. That being said, I'm now privy to a lot of behind the scenes issues that have impacted this project. I'm not and never will be in the business of throwing people under the bus or pointing fingers of blame and shame, but I do believe in speaking up for people I feel are taking in a fair amount of that blame. Contrary to what the narrative appears to have been on social media, the team at Ninja Kidz TV itself have been nothing but open and forthcoming with me, and I don't hold them responsible for the decisions made that have tarnished this project and my involvement in it. I thank them sincerely for the opportunity to bring my designs at Parallel Life Studios work to life. No, the Ranger suits weren't able to be completely finished, but given the budget and time constraints we had, they had an incredible job from planning to pre-production to the 2-week long shoot. From what I could tell, there was a genuine desire to create something bigger than this was ever supposed to be. A lot of people put in a lot of tireless and very human hard work into this production with more care and passion than I think it will ever be given credit for, because of decisions made in post-production process that Ninja Kidz themselves aren't directly part of. I have to disagree, but they had a huge role playing into this because of them using AI. So it's kind of is their fault. Not the kids though, not the actors, but the people behind it, you know? I'm aware a lot of this section of my super mega professional statement probably reads as source, trust me bro, but I hope that you all understand that I've always done my best to be as transparent with my followers as I can, because I genuinely value that following. I'm just a small town kid from England who has worked hard, try to do everything the right way, and through that managed to be brought on board twice for official Power Rangers work. Now for the second time, it looks like that work might not amount to anything because of decisions completely out of my hands. I love nothing more than to have my work officially recognized in a franchise that I truly care about, and I truly appreciate everyone who's going to bat for me in doing so. But I have to accept that at this point it just isn't in the cards. If you're a fan of mine or just appreciate something, well, just appreciate some of my work that's led me to this point, I'm genuinely grateful, and I'm sorry it's not gone the way I hoped. I raise a lukewarm glass of Pepsi Max to you all. Oh, Jesus. I was so bad at reading this part, but you know, as a person with disabilities, I have to take my time reading this, you know what I'm saying? But the part that really broke my heart about this is when he realized that even with the Ninja Kidz project, he knew that it was not going to be good, that his work was not going to be recognized as someone who really cares about the franchise. But what Ninja Kidz did was pretty foul, to say the least, you know what I'm saying? But don't blame the actors, you know what I'm saying? I kind of blame the producers and stuff of using generative AI to stuff like that. And like I said, ain't nothing we can do about this AI. Is here. It sucks that it has to be used in certain parts, but almost all of it, instead of like using regular VFX, which is kind of disappointing, to be honest with you. So yeah, I feel bad for TokuJay, and shout out to him for being completely upfront about this, because I don't want him to stop doing Power Rangers, but I truly hope that Disney is somehow gonna probably hire this guy for the reboot, because I don't want him to have the same effect and the same treatment than the Ninja Kidz did. So yeah, shout out to TokuJay once again for speaking on this whole thing, because I know this conversation is not gonna stop, and it won't probably end until next month, when the first episode comes out. So what's y'all thoughts on this, man? Let me know in the comments down below.